Okay, folks. So yeah, I think we can get started. If somebody else is joining, they can always watch the recording later on. Okay, so yeah, we have a couple of topics on the agenda for today. Maybe I will start with the first one that is from myself. So in the last week, I have been working on porting the TraceFS lower gadget to be image-based gadget. I think this is something that we discussed in the last community meeting as well. Yeah, so I have the PR there. This PR uses a couple of dependencies, some changes and some new features that we have to implement in Watson. One of those PRs is already merged. The other one is already approved. I'm waiting a little bit more to see if somebody else has comments on that before merging. And yeah, I would say that for this PR, we still need some more reviews. So yeah, just asking if anybody of you is interested, please give some reviews to this PR. The idea is to have this ready for the next release. So we still have like 2 more weeks before merging this. Yeah. Other than that, we have a topic from Mike. Mike, go ahead. Paul, can you hear Mike? I cannot hear
No.
Mike. I don't know if that's an issue on my side.
No. The same here.
Okay, Mike, we can't hear you.
Okay, now?
Great. Yes, it's working.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, hello. Yeah, great. Yeah, I was going to show a demo of the runtime config thing now that we're almost done with the headless mode PR, just to get a couple of opinions maybe. But I can't share my screen if you're sharing.
Okay. Where is the stop sharing button here? Stop share. Yeah, please try now.
Yeah, that worked. Let me see. Yeah, should be able to show something.
Yes, I can see your screen now.
Okay, great. So this is the standard headless mode stuff that we have with the PR. So we can do stuff like this. Hopefully, I didn't check anymore. Yeah, it's running, and I can delete and so on. But now we want to deploy multiple gadgets at once. So this at the top is an example file of starting 2 trace exec gadgets. They've got their param values. Local manager host is set to true. Tags and name are not so important. But how it will work is you do gadget ctl run -f and then your file name and then detach, and that should run both of the gadgets. So if I do list again, this shows both with their names and tags set. And yeah, the delete will then also be able to take the file and extract the name or the ID, whatever is present from there, to undeploy them. That is not working right now, but a small change for the future. Yeah, and that's basically already everything that I wanted to show. If it's simple enough, if you think there's something important missing, yeah, like to get some feedback on it before also pushing this as a PR.
Yeah, it
a
looks very
question.
nice to me. Go ahead,
sorry.
Jose.
Okay, I have a question. If you will be able to delete from the file, it means that the name has to be unique, right?
Yes, that's a change that I'm gonna push to the headless PR soon, because otherwise the user experience will not be good, I think. Because if you want to specify an ID, it has to be 32 characters hexadecimal. That, yeah, I think from the user experience, this should also be working with the name.
Yeah, makes
And-
sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I mean, I was asking because it is not like this right now.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I
Okay,
stumbled
okay.
on exactly the same. Okay.
Yeah, I have a question there, but it's a very specific one. Param values
Mhm.
is operators with the S, or should it be just operator? Because I just reviewed a PR a couple of days ago updating that. So I'm
Yeah.
confused about that.
I think it's operators. Let me see if I can find that.
No, it was recently
No,
changed.
it's operator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't revised. Yes, yet.
Yeah, but the change was only about documentation. It wasn't changing the behavior there. So, yeah,
Yeah, but
maybe something to check because I'm really confused about that.
it's operator. You're
Okay, good.
right.
Right,
I didn't
great.
check if it's working actually, but
Yeah, I was wondering if we mess up with the PR that we already merged. I was already saying, no, we have to change that again because it was wrong. But yeah.
yeah, it's we could probably get rid of that as well, like, because they are all addressed for operators, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably something to do in another PR. Yeah, by the way, I was also thinking that maybe we have to make the name of the operator case insensitive because I think getting this local manager spelled in the right way with the capital L, capital M is gonna be a little bit confusing. So probably we should just call it local manager, all lowercase, or maybe directly from the configuration ignore the case. I would say, and this is from the name of the operator, from the name of the parameter, sorry.
Yeah. We should make that case insensitive, I think, because also like all the keys inside the YAML file are also case insensitive. But I think this would be case sensitive because this is evaluated as string and not as a sub object, right?
Yeah.
This should be unified. Yep.
Yeah, other than that, it looks very good to me. Looking forward for the PR. I'm trying to think about questions right now, but yeah, I think it's very clear what it does. Yeah, there was the discussion about using this dash F and the dash detach together. Do you think that we need to pass both options, or if the user is already passing a file, we should assume that this is going to be running the dash mode?
Yeah, no, I don't think so, because if I do this, it will complain that there's multiple configurations in the file, but it will work if there's only one. So if I remove this one, then it will become interactively available. So I think that's a valid use case, that you just prepare how you want to run your gadgets interactively, and then you can do that using a file as well. But the default use case will probably be multiple, and then it will just tell you, nope, I can't do that in interactive mode.
Okay. Do you think it should be possible to specify in the YAML file that it has to be run as detached directly on the YAML? Maybe it's too messy, right?
Yeah, that complicates. This is already like complex because needs to check if there are multiple configurations, then push that to multiple servers and so on. And if we would like define that for the first one to be detached and the second one not, then it gets rather confusing, I think. Like,
Yeah, I was
this
thinking
mixed mode.
like a detach for the whole file. But yeah, maybe we can just
Okay.
handle that by the flag right now. Otherwise, we will have to check if that configuration is for detach, if that's a gadget, if that's something else. Because I think the current logic only allows to have gadgets in that YAML file. We are not supporting like different kind of objects there as coordinated does.
Yeah. Right now we don't. I don't know if there will be other. I could imagine there being a file having multiple things, but then not being used with run. So like gadget ctl-f for being able to, I don't know what concepts we have later on, like install things, pull things, I don't know, where you can have separate members of this file. One is for run, one is for pull, one is, I don't know. But that's super complicated. I think.
Yeah, I agree. The current support that it shows us in this PR is just fine. Jose, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm not sure about this using a -f with the touch together. I mean, the default people is, I mean, users, most of them are coming from Kubernetes and they are used to just run -f and by default it will go in the background. So why we are doing where we are doing it in a different way?
I mean, Kubernetes doesn't have a foreground, right?
I mean, if you specify it iterative, I mean, by default, they have background. If you run something, I don't know. I mean, for me, it is strange. If I will think that if I'm passing a file, is because I want everything to be run on the background. You said the example you mentioned about configuring all the way you want to run a gadget, passing the parameters and everything, one single gadget in a file. Why not to have the same, just a command line? I mean, what is the advantage of having it in a file, respect to having a line prepared to do that?
Oh, because it's much easier to share those files than it would be to share command lines, for example. So if you're, I don't know, working in a company and you've got your shared Git repository with all the gadget configuration and you just run them by file, even if interactively, I think that's much easier to share than to go ahead and say, I've updated the command line to now also include, I don't know, functionality X and field Y. I think it's great to have it like that. And for me, this -f is just apply the configuration from the file to whatever command I'm running. So yeah, this run is not like apply. For an apply, I would also say, okay, this is bound to be done by the server, but this run is just, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I see your point.
Yeah, user
Yeah,
experience is complicated.
Yeah, sure. But the good, I mean, what is a pro for having it by default in foreground is that we will have the same logic for everything. Either if you are passing a command, run and saying the repo of your gadget, or using -f, ram, -f, everything will always by default go in foreground. Only if you use detach, they will be. That's something positive. I mean, something I like of this. I like from this approach, foreground by default, because everything is uniform. But I don't know. It's just very used to Kubernetes and use -f. Everything is in background. That's probably, but maybe, yeah. Anyway, I mean,
Yeah, I get that too. I don't know. There are new folks on the call. Maybe there are more opinions.
yes.
For me, I prefer if it is in the background by default when using -F because that's just shorter to write, but maybe that's not a strong reason.
And you would have a dedicated parameter to then do the opposite, like foreground. Or interactively, or
yes, or either -- attach or detach equal false. I don't know. Maybe that's weird too.
I don't know. I think it is more confusing if we have both have a different default. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps there should be an apply command for this. I'm not sure. I mean, if by default we are using foreground, when you run a gadget without the file, I don't think we should be changing that when you use -F. Probably that will be confusing, and introducing an additional attach flag will be more confusing as well. So maybe we should think about this apply command, but yeah, I'm not sure as well.
Yeah, that's another command that we would have to streamline with the rest. I don't know. I will open the PR and hopefully get a bit of discussion going on there.
Yeah,
And then
I
we'll
have a
see.
question. Can you try to run gadgets.tl, the same command line that you have there, but pass the help? Does it print? What is print on the help? Yeah.
It will not take the ID, so you get the default, I would say.
But do you get all parameters from the operators and so on?
I'm not quite sure. It looks like no, the autometric stuff is the local instance, so it doesn't look like.
I think that's the right behavior. You should not be able to change the parameters if you are applying using a file.
Yeah. Okay. It would probably work. I don't know. No, it does not, because like the get gadget info that is being run first depends on there being at least one argument, which it takes as the ID or as the gadget name or image name, and because that is not there, the pre-init path will be skipped, and this will be evaluated in the running path only, so in the run E of the Viper command.
Okay, but yeah, I think this is behaving as I would like. I would like to allow users specifying parameters there, because if they are already using a file, what is the sense of being able to specify the parameters in the CLI? That would be confusing. So yeah, just wanted to know how it was working.
But then how do you, yes, I agree with you. The gadget parameter shouldn't be there in the CLI, but then how they pass it in the YAML? eBPF.operator.eBPF dot something, or how do they pass the gadget parameters?
You have to use the fully qualified names that we now have in the documentation. You would just put them under param values.
But the gadget parameters, the gadget.
Oh, those also like would be I think operator.oci.eBPF. I think that is the prefix for them, and then
don't we have gadget parameters? I don't remember. Wait. I mean, if we have everything there. Go, Mauro.
Yeah, it's something like that, because those parameters are handled by the BPF operator that is handled by the OCI one. So you have to specify the full path there.
I think we just introduced this now, right? That would be if you have a WASM module.
Yeah, that will be the other way around. So basically, The shorter version of the parameters is only usable from the CLI. If you are using the file, if you are using the API, you have to specify the full path of the parameters. I think that's good because otherwise there could be collisions and so on. So I think that's much clearer.
Okay. Makes sense.
Good. Then
Yeah.
I'm through. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you, Mike, for the presentation. It was very nice to understand how it is going to look like. Okay, folks, I don't see any other topics on the agenda. I'm just going to share the window again, just in case somebody else wants to add something there in the last minute. Okay, folks, any other topic that you would like to discuss in these 7 minutes left that we have? Okay, folks, so if there are no any more topics, so I think we can call it. So yeah, thank you so much for being here for the developers in call. And yeah, see you again in 2 weeks. Bye bye, folks.
See you. Bye bye.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah. See you. Bye. Thanks.